Mm. 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 Uh, ooh. Which, which, which show am I in? I don't know. I suppose under our normal naming convention, this must be either during the movies or maybe lockdown? It's probably going to be the former because there's no maybe about the latter, is there? Hello, and thank you for tuning in. Hi, it's Max here from Maybe Movies. Just putting this out as a quick update, general update on business snuff. As business snuff? We're not in that type of business, honestly. It's more as an update on what we're doing, but also a bit of an update on Maybe Movies as well. So this is just to let everyone know that we are taking a bit of a break from Maybe Movies during February. A couple of things kind of brought this on. We originally started with it back in August, looking at doing it as a couple of shoots a month. And that's kind of escalated into us shooting and releasing content weekly, which is fantastic, which we were both really pleased about. But we haven't really stopped since then, with the exception of a couple of weeks here and there. So we thought we'd take a bit of a break and focus on other parts of the business that need a bit of TLC. In particular, the work I'm doing on the second of my grandfather's novels, The Evil Cross, which is one of the titles we're aiming to have released by the end of the year. So I'm going to be spending the month swapping the murky world of video editing for the equally murky world of prose editing. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to you, all of our viewers and subscribers. Your support is fantastic. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it. If you are interested in what we do and you want to find out more, then please do visit our website at www.xadrum.com. You'll find out a bit more about us, and also obviously you can see the books that we publish. And of course, if you want to support us even more, please, and you've got any time on your hands, do consider buying one of our books. It all helps keep us afloat during the current situation, and also all goes into getting the next batch of books that we want to release into print. I will try and put some extra content out during the month. Not sure what yet, but I'll find something that we can put out just so we can keep our hand in. And as Fridays tend to be our usual posting days, then I'll put them out on a Friday. So do check back every week, as there will be something up just to tide us over until we get back into regular production for the start of March. As I tend to do with these, I'm going to tack a couple of things onto the end, some additional content as well. We have some footage that didn't make the final cut of the Hereditum documentary, which was done by Billion Bytes, which is up on the channel. We've got a couple of readings that were done by some friends. My friend Ben, who's the cover artist for my first book, Book of Squalor, and also by his partner Emily. I don't know what the readings were. I must admit I wasn't present when they were filmed, so it's going to be as much of a mystery for me as well for you to see what they chose to read. And of course, thank you to both Ben and Emily, for doing the readings in the first place, and also for allowing us to share it on the channel. That was pretty much all I wanted to say on this one. Again, we will be back as normal with fresh episodes of Maybe Movies in early March. And in the meantime, as always, please be careful, stay safe, look after one another, and as Sam is wanted to say at the moment, TTFN.
Stepping away from the window, Paul stood drumming the baccy tin in his pocket, then produced from his pocket an impressive assortment of keys attached to his jeans by a length of chain. He sifted through them until he spotted the one that he sought, his own copy of the key to the warehouse door located at the rear of the building. It took less than a second for him to decide whether or not to go inside, pausing only to check the time, 15:03 according to the clock, a good 27 minutes until he had to meet Pierrick. Paul set off around the side of the supermarket, now convinced that this was something he just had to do. The cracked, concreted backyard of the place hadn't changed much in his absence, except that there were more spurts of grass than he remembered, colonising the narrow fissures crisscrossing the square yard. Around the far corner of the building from where he now stood, at the bottom of the fire escape, was where they used to sit and smoke endless fags and a fair few joints as well. He recalled that Vip used to produce puddles of spit as they toked. Once his friend's spitballs had littered the yard as fervently as the grass did now. Maybe Vip's saliva had helped it to grow. Now, standing before the immense sliding steel door of the warehouse, he glanced around, checking for voyeurs as he inserted the key in the lock and twisted it. Nothing happened. Unperturbed, Paul tried again, remembering what a bugger the rusting lock could be. He heard the mechanism groan in response to his applied force, and with one good shove he managed to open the door enough to slip inside.
I have a new house guest. Seeing young Burkitt again after so many years has revived in me some semblance of life. I know that he came to try to blackmail me. He is so transparent. No longer the wily bastard I remember. Well, he can have his money and his board. Having him close is better than not having him at all. This way I can find out if what I suspect is true. July 10th, 1876. I smelt the swamp last night. Overdue this time. I have consulted my notes and see that it started in early June last year. Somehow, though, it feels different. Some might say final. It would seem that I was quite correct, and the sergeant's presence here is what was required. As of yet, he's made no mention of it. Maybe he can't smell it over the stink of those blasted sewers. Well, he will, in time. I shall keep my silence on the matter. Observation is the key at this stage. Despite the correspondence I wrote last month to my contact in Europe, confirming my need for the texts which he brought to my attention in his last missive, I have yet to receive them, and can do naught now but wait for their hasty arrival. July 14th, 1876. They have arrived. The last of the texts arrived today. I can barely contain my relief. The script is difficult to comprehend, but I manage. Already I have found my approach is justified. God cannot help me in this endeavour. And if I am honest, why should he? There can be little doubt as to what is coming, but I need more time. I have yet to find the right incantation for my purpose. I will find it. I must. Burkitt's asking questions about my books. I've told him nothing. He makes an interesting study, while I'm sure he can smell the swamp. Indeed, how could he not?